I think the first one I went to was when Charlotte happened to mention last year about it. It was quite early on in our course, and we didn't really know much about other things that were going on, but a few of us went to one in a day and then actually ended up going to 4 on the same day because they were so interesting.
Yeah, I think we managed to get quite a lot of experience out of going to the talks, like especially last year when you're learning lots of new information. Even just going there, it really helped with the learning. It really helped solidify what we were learning, and actually having somebody who's lived that experience and talking to us really gave it an extra dimension of what we were talking about.
What were the talks that you went to?
Last year. I think there was a couple of mental health ones.
Yeah, there was, I think I went to one, the one I booked onto was about personality disorders.
Yes.
And that was about sort of
brilliant.
just bringing a bit more knowledge to, because I don't think we touched much on mental health yet in our course. And then the next one sounded, I thought I'll stay along for this, and it was really current. It was about how the police are engaging with people with mental health problems.
Such a wide variety of different talks, and which is really good.
Yeah.
I went to the homeless one recently, and that was fantastic. Really, really good. I love the fact that it was all about local, so it was around this area, and how we can support and what services there are available, which I didn't know before I went to the talk, so it was really helpful for me.
Yeah, especially living around here and on placement, and you can meet people that maybe are in that situation, and you can support them, and maybe support other people in the community that are working with them, and just being that little sort of fountain of knowledge, maybe.
Yeah, that's what's really good as well, because you can do subject areas that you don't necessarily learn about in lectures, so mental health so broad, and you can do stuff like homelessness and go into different perspectives and actually feel like what the service user feels like and stuff. Because we went to one about carers' perspective of people with mental health problems, and that was really interesting because we necessarily learn about the service user itself, but we don't necessarily get to learn about the carer's perspective of it, so that really gave a good outlook of it.
And that's really important, and I guess if the carer's not supported, then they can't support the client fully.
Yeah, that was with the choirs, which was really nice because it was like quite interactive, and you got to listen. Their singing was so lovely and quite emotional as well.
Yeah.
It's always a different dimension to your learning is the emotions that you feel.
Actually, the variety of the different things is part of the attraction. So I've been to a comedy gig about eating disorders. I've been to a play about happiness and emotions, alongside all of the actual talks. So it's but
even the talks are quite varied in their learning style. So one I went to recently was quite visual, and that was the mind one, and I work very visually, so if I was being spoken to, I probably wouldn't have taken it in quite so much, whereas actually there was pictures, and I was able to actually really relate and pick it up, which was great for my learning.
Definitely, and you get to kind of know about current areas that are happening in mental health today. Like you found stuff that wasn't necessarily really mentioned in anything else at the moment, or like in the news you don't really get to hear a lot about mental health, but then hearing the CEO talk about current problems in mental health and how they're addressing it gave you a really good insight about how it's like going to happen for the future.
And I think it really highlighted like our need to be aware of our own mental health, and actually if we're supporting other people in those environments that we need to be healthy ourselves. And actually you don't really think about that, you don't think about yourself enough, I don't think, and actually just going there with someone to say you need to be aware of it, you need to be thinking about yourself, really just
we're going to be helping people, but actually it's so important to help yourself to be able to help someone else, like in a constructive manner, kind of.
Definitely.
And also that it's okay, like the academic pressures, you're going to feel quite low at times, you know, and understanding that and recognising that, and someone actually saying that's okay, and there are other people that feel like that,
definitely.
You know, and being able to talk openly about it, which is what is kind of promoted in those talks, is fantastic.
It's
quite like how
anyone, it's the CEO of Minds.
Exactly.
You're getting out of the classroom, aren't you, and learning in a different manner, and it's maybe like a you can sort have fun and forget about uni maybe, but still learn at the same time.
Yeah, like yesterday I went to a blind perspective of a lady, and she was blind, and she was a judo player in the Paralympics, and she was also a physiotherapist student, which was absolutely insane. And it just really, it's amazing to hear people's inspirational stories. That's what I find like gives me the motive of being an OT, because it just makes you feel really inspired.
You want to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You want to go out
exactly.
The pressure
The
of
drive.
essays and
you
assignments.
forget about
and
that when you know exactly what you're aiming for and the
Definitely.
goal.
Yeah, it kind of brings back to it what you want to do. Get out of
Exactly,
the end
yeah.
of learning
That's
is
definitely
our
And
goal.
we'll get
is-
there.
And she came all the way from Sweden as well, just to do this talk and come to the
Wow.
university.
It's amazing.
It just, people go the extra mile, so it makes you want to go the extra mile, and it's all kind of like a linked chain, really. It's good.
And you know when you're at these kinds of events that you don't have to be there. You know you're there because you've decided you want to
Yeah.
be there. And much as we actually have fantastic lectures and it's really great course, it's something with depth that's outside of that, and we can get something different from.
Definitely.
And also people's learnt experiences, like the homelessness one, for example. There was people there that kind of have been out on the streets and have been kind of giving that element of support and understanding kind
And I
of how
think
we can work.
Yeah.
we all
forward.
have that kind of perception, our own perception of how people are going to be, and by going to these talks and hearing people actually talk about it kind of changes your own perception and actually helps when you're going out there, because you can kind of see it from their point of view, not just your own. Because I do volunteering with the homeless, and I went to the homeless talks, and it really helped going to those talks, because I was then able to go out and actually be able to communicate with them in a way. I had a better understanding of their problems, I had more of an understanding of their mental health problems. So I wasn't just going out there with my own perception of homelessness. I was going out there with the actual lived experience of someone.
I think that's what's
powerful.
important as
Yeah,
well.
very
Definitely.
Really
yeah.
powerful.